Jane, I am so nervous for the Funny Community Foundation dinner.
Oh my gosh, me too. Me too.
What are we gonna say? How are we gonna talk?
I think maybe like in a British accent.
You know, maybe more of an Australian accent, mate.
No, I think it's more of a British accent.
Cheese and crackers. What are we gonna wear?
Oh my gosh!
It's crazy!
Oh, wait! We can go on my private jet to Florida and get some dresses.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's go. We'll be back in time for the dinner.
Good evening and welcome to the celebration for the 18th anniversary of the Fundy Community Foundation. My name is Megan Green.
And I'm Jane McDougall, and we are members of the St. Stephen Middle School television program called Ballcat TV.
This is a student-run show that airs approximately 30 minutes each week.
It all started 3 years ago thanks in large part from several grants through the FCF.
Through the next few minutes, we hope to show you how these grants has transformed our school.
Now, the FCF mission of improving the quality of life for the people of Charlotte County.
And inspiring community leadership is being lived out each and every day through the BTV program.
If you'll follow us,
We'll show you where all the magic happens.
this is Mr. Leg's room and BTV headquarters.
It's hard to believe that just 2 short years ago, BTV was a small production with a cast of 5.
Let's go take a moment to talk to the man who started this show and see why he would take on such a project.
We're here with Mr. Legg, the creator and founder of BTV.
So Mr. Legg, why did you start BTV?
Well, I got the idea from my first year teaching. I got a position in St. George doing grade 3, and every classroom in the school had a television, and they had morning announcements, so the kids would do a live morning announcement show for 35 minutes each day. When I came to the middle school here in St. Stephen, each classroom had an in-focus machine, so we had the technology to do something like that. We just weren't doing it. So I presented the idea. Initially it was rejected because they said it would be too difficult due to the size of the school. So the idea of doing a daily 5-minute report changed to doing one weekly report that wasn't live, but built through a Mac iMovie program shown into the classrooms every Friday. So it sort of became that, not what we wanted originally. But the idea of the show coming live was only the idea. We had the in-focuses, but we didn't have the video cameras or any of that technology. And I'm not really a computer geeky type person. It wasn't what I was necessarily interested in, but there was a need for that in the school. So with the idea, we took it to Mr. Dunfield, and he presented a FCF application form saying if we wanted to take on such an endeavor, the only way we would do it is if we were able to get extra funding so we can purchase the necessary equipment.
Well, thank you. With the approval of our first grant application through the Fundy Community Foundation, BTV was able to purchase one handheld camera, which was the missing link from our show. This beauty right here.
After 2 months of practice with all our ducks in a row, the historical day came and BTV went live for the first time May 21st, 2010.
Before the end of that year, BTV was able to get 5 shows under their belt. Let's take a moment to look at the few clips during that airing.
Good morning, Bobcats. I'm Sarah. I'm Gabby. Today is day 3, May 21st, 2010. Did you guys have fun at the social last night? We did. Over to you, I'll deal with the weather. Hi guys, I'm here with your weather. It's going to be sunny all weekend, so get out there and have some fun. Thanks, LDF, for that wonderful weather report. Now over to you, Aaron, with the sports.
There's been a lot going on in the sports world, with our cheerleaders just been at provincials, our wrestlers at Eastern Canadians, and our rugby players played 2
And now wait, thanks for watching Bobcat TV.
That is too funny. Those are the crazy green screen days. Thankfully, we are branched out from that now.
The show sure has evolved since its inceptions. For instance, when we first started the show, the hosts were the same each week, Gabby Cote and Sarah Brownway. But as the cast grew, the hosts began to change each week.
Of the original 5 cast members, only 2 stayed with the show until they graduated, Jasper Soka and Gabrielle Cote.
Let's check in with these founding members of BTV.
Why were you chosen as one of the original 5 for the BTV members?
Well, I started off with stop motion animation, and I told Mr. Lake about it. He was interested, and then after that, BTV started, and then Gabby joined, and a bunch of other people joined. That's pretty much, yeah.
Mr. Legg just wanted to grab a group of core students in grade 7 to start his idea of a broadcast show, and that's how BTV pretty much got created.
How did BTV change while you were there?
BTV changed while we were there because we started developing a bigger crew. It was gaining more people, and it just more experience as the years went by, and everything just kind of went together and fell into place.
Yeah, we got more equipment. We went from really cheap camera, well, not too bad. Anyway, we went from a camera to like 3 cameras. It grew.
A MacBook, just one computer, and a group of 5 people.
Yeah.
And now we're a group of 40-some students.
Yeah.
Could you stop it? What was the best part of being on BTV?
Best part about being on BTV is we learned heaps. I learned how to make movies, and I took that home and I made movies, and I had a lot of fun.
Multiple things I've learned from BTV. I was really, really shy, and to be able to have the opportunity to be in front of the camera every Friday morning was just made me come out of my shell more. And I've been involved in a whole lot more than I was before.
What is one moment from BTV that stands out for you?
For me, we'd be going to CBC. I learned a lot from CBC. We went to CBC, the St. John, and yeah, I wouldn't have been able to go without joining BTV, so that was cool.
And my favorite part about BTV, well, it's pretty hard to pick, but the one thing that made me think about it the most was our very last episode when everybody was in the auditorium and we watched the last one, and it really made you stop and think how much we were leaving behind and what have we accomplished and everything that we have done and our progress that we have made. That was my best part.
Thanks.
Helping us feel like a part of the BTV family. It was hard saying goodbye to them last year.
They were part of the huge transition on BTV, going from a 5-minute show with only 3 segments, news, weather, and sports, to our current setup with upwards of 10 much more involved segments on all aspects of the school, even things kids are involved with outside of the school.
Well, they played a big part in the transition, but so too did the FCF. You see, we could not have expanded the show using only 1 camera and an outdated editing laptop.
And in swoops, FCF once again with another timely grant, allowing us to upgrade our editing computer and purchase another camera. Here's the little gem.
That makes 2 cameras and 1 editing computer so far, if you're keeping tabs.
With the new camera, we quickly went from a cast of 5 to over 55. When you include all the part-timers, that would include camera people, reporters, editors, and we even have our own shushers to stop people from making noise while BTV is shooting.
This was not the last grant BTV was to receive, however, from the FCF. In January, we got a massive grant for $10,000. This grant kicked BTV into a whole new dimension.
Let's check in with the 3 members who have been with BTV for over a year now, Lauren, Abby, and Hannah.
We have had the chance to have some very interesting interviews with some very important citizens in our town, such as the mayor, Dot, our famous crossing guard, Carl Carson, transportation supervisor of School District 10, and many more. BTV has also got to catch up on some other tragic incidents in our community, such as the flood that happened last year.
This year, we have recently introduced a new segment to BTV called Out of the Den.
For example, last week a student brought home a camera and showed us what it was like to live on a farm.
And once again, a huge thanks to the Fundy Community Foundation.
Ladies, now let's take a look at one of our more recent segments to show you how far we've come.
As you all know, we have all been challenged to read 40 books this year.
Megan, Michaela, and Lexi are here on this pesky challenge.
Our eyes and ears are all yours.
I guess I'm the lone wolf in the pack this week. Me, myself, and I.
Why don't you come join us?
We're always needing an extra hand.
Because 3,
well, that's magic number.
What better way to take the advantage by than reading
And completing the 40 book challenge.
For those 40 book challenges, let's head over to our expert, Mr. Higgins.
What is the 40 book challenge?
The 40 Book Challenge was something that come from a book called The Book Whisperer by Donna Lynn Miller, and she challenged all her students to read minimum 40 books a year.
Thanks, Mr. Higgins. At least now you understand the 40 book challenge.
Remember, Bobcats, keep your heads high.
Or a book.
Okay, Laura.
Back to you, Hannah and Laura.
It's crazy to think that we just shot our 48th episode. That would equal 1,389 minutes, or 24 hours.
We hope this video has shown you how impactful these grants from the FCF have been to BTV and our school.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
And we will leave you with our last interview that we feel best highlights the impact of BTV.
Do you think BTV is beneficial for students to participate in?
I most certainly do. It makes them become a character. It gets them to open up, even though it's a machine. It gives them the confidence, I believe, that they're looking for to be able to approach adults, their peers. I really think BTV is a helpful project towards helping the students.
As a parent of one of the original 5, have you seen a change in your daughter Gabby?
Have I? Yes, I have. She's a good student anyways, but that's mom's perspective. But when she became one of the 5, when she said she wanted to be in BTV, give it her all. She was wonderful. She opened up. I saw a change in her confidence in speaking. She knows how to approach people. It's a really wonderful tool. It really is.
Do you think this was beneficial for Gabby?
Oh, nowadays, since graduation from the middle school to grade 9, she thinks of herself in a different light. She's confident. She can be goofy, but I mean, that's her. I think BTV's brought out her character and herself. She knows how to speak, and I am very proud of her. I said she's done remarkable, as grown up as she possibly can. I said she's just a great kid. And I do thank BTV for bringing this out in her.
Would you advise students to get involved with BTV?
Anybody. You don't have to be the super jock. You don't have to be anything to do with sports. I mean, there are students out there that haven't found their niche. In BTV, starting out, no matter if you're behind the camera, in front of the camera, doing the interview, you can put yourself, as a student, I believe you can put yourself where you want to be. And this is a great opportunity to try it all. I think there's a big benefit in this because it will bring out the person that student wants to be. It really is a great tool.
Thank you very much, Mary.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
And thank you all, because if it were for you, I wouldn't be here. Oh, and just for the record, I'll be here after the show. So, if you just want to autograph or a couple pictures.